Welcome to Lesson 1 on the PAT overview and information management process. In this lesson, we'll explore what information management means in computer application technology and why it's the foundation of your practical assessment tasks. Let's get started. Information management, or simply IM, is all about working with information in a smart, organized way. You start by identifying a problem. Then you collect relevant data, process and analyze it, present your findings clearly, and use those findings to make informed decisions. Notice it's a cycle. Each stage feeds into the next, and you may need to go back and refine your approach. This systematic process is critical for PAT, even though you have 3 phases. This still applies for each of the phases. Now let's quickly talk about data, information, knowledge, and decisions. It's also important to remember that data, which is raw, unprocessed information, is directly from the sources. This data needs to be good because if it's not, the information will not be accurate, and the GIGO principle applies here. From the information, knowledge can be gained, leading to decisions. This is not only an important skill for PAT to realize, but also for making decisions in all aspects of your life. So, you might ask, why is information management so important in your PAT? First, it ensures that you're collecting relevant, high-quality data, not just random information, which leads to GIGO, which means garbage in, garbage out. Second, it creates a clear, logical link from your original problem through your research and discussion all the way to your conclusion. Third, it helps you present your findings in a way that your target audience can understand. Finally, it shows that you can think systematically and work professionally. Without IM, your PAT becomes messy and unconvincing. With IM, it's focused and powerful. So, the IM process for PAT. Here's the big picture for information management that your PAT follows in 6 stages. First, you write a task definition to clearly state the problem and your focus questions. Second, you plan questions at different levels, from basic facts to deeper conclusions. Third, you collect data using tools like questionnaires and electronic forms. Fourth, you process and analyze that data in a spreadsheet or database. Fifth, you present your findings using charts and a well-structured report. And finally, sixth, you reference all your sources properly and avoid plagiarism. Each stage builds on the one before, so it's important to follow the sequence. Let's zoom in briefly on stage 1, the task definition. That is where you explain what the problem is and why it matters, what information you need to solve it, who your target audience is, and how you plan to collect and present that information. A strong task definition gives your entire PAT direction and purpose. We'll cover this stage in much more depth in the next lesson. Let's quickly preview the remaining stages. In stage 2, you plan questions at different levels to add depth to your research, and then you find information or websites or other sources to answer them. In stage 3, you collect data using electronic forms, surveys, or interviews. In stage 4, you process and analyze that data using spreadsheet functions and charts for simpler data sets, or database queries and reports for more complex data. In stage 5, you present your findings with the right chart types and a well-structured report, as well as websites. And in stage 6, you reference all your sources using citations and a bibliography, and you make sure to write in your own words to avoid plagiarism. Don't worry, we'll unpack each of these stages in details in the lessons ahead. This whole process also links to what you already know as the information processing cycle. You start with a certain problem, which you then research to find your data. Your data is your input. By using your software suite, in our case Microsoft Office with Word, Excel, and Access, you process your data to extract what information you can find from it. So your information is the next stage, and output. The final report, PowerPoint, Excel, spreadsheet, Access database, and websites are then stored in your PAT folder. And that folder, together with your final report, website, and in grade 10 PowerPoint, serves as your communication about your findings regarding your initial problem. So it's simply a rewrite of the information processing cycle that you already know. Now let's summarize and complete your summary. This is best to do from memory without looking at your notes. And yes, this is in your final exam papers because it's in question 6 under information management. So, first bullet, information management is a systematic cycle that takes you from identifying a problem through collecting and processing data to presenting findings and making decisions. It's essential for PAT because it ensures your work with quality data creates a clear link and produces strong findings. The 6 stages are task definition, question levels, data collection, processing and analysis, findings, presenting, and referencing sources. Also remember, the link from the problem to the conclusion is absolutely critical. In our next lesson, we'll dive deep into stage 1, writing a strong task definition and crafting a clear main question. So thank you for joining me in the first lesson, and please remember to subscribe if you would like to be reminded of the next lesson. And as always, please like, comment, or share with a friend if you find this helpful. Ta-da!